You think people like you for who you are, not your access. You think connection equals safety, but access invites quiet manipulation. If you want freedom from pressure, learn what access really means. Emotional access is permission to influence your state at will. Most people hand this permission out without awareness or price. They give their attention, their time, and their reactions on demand. Manipulators read this like a map and follow it precisely. You never notice this, but it controls you more than words. There are 3 layers of access people constantly probe for. The first is your attention, the gate that opens every system. The second is your schedule, the rhythm that shapes your decisions. The third is your emotion, the fuel that powers your choices. Close, any one layer and pressure drops. Close 2, and control breaks. Attention access is taken through urgency and curiosity triggers. Urgency tells your body to respond now or lose safety. Curiosity tells your mind to engage now or lose information. Together they hijack your focus and rewrite your priorities. The cure is deliberate slowness before any response is offered. Practice a rule of 1 slow breath before every reply. 1 breath sounds small, yet it resets the nervous system. You confirm that urgency is a claim, not a fact. You ask a short question that tests the true importance. What outcome are you asking for, and why now? Answers expose motive and remove the hypnosis of urgency. Schedule access is taken through repeated small requests. Each tiny demand seems harmless, yet builds a pattern. Patterns teach your brain to obey before thinking. This is why you feel busy yet strangely controlled. The cure is a boundary stated like a fact. Speak in short lines that hold their own weight. That does not work for me today. I am available during these hours only. We will revisit this when priorities are clear. Deliver the line once, then hold silence with calm posture. Silence teaches faster than long explanations ever do. Emotion access is taken through praise and threat cycles. People warm you with validation, then chill you with doubt. The warm makes you open, the chill makes you chase. Intermittent approval trains deeper than constant rejection. The cure is to separate recognition from direction. Recognition means you hear feelings without granting control. Say 1 neutral sentence that names what you see. I hear that speed matters to you. I see you want certainty today. Then return to structure, not emotion, with steady tone. That structure is a question, a boundary, or a plan. When you stop giving access, expect a backlash spike. Systems resist change by increasing pressure temporarily. Voices may grow louder. Requests may double. Timing may tighten. Do not negotiate with the spike. Let it peak and collapse. Spikes are signs that the old pattern is dying. To hold your line, install an internal scarcity frame. Your attention is rare by design, not by accident. Rare things create respect. Available things invite exploitation. Choose where your focus lands. Choose when your focus moves. Let results decide your focus, not mood or noise. Build a ritual that protects your baseline each day. Start with 10 slow breaths before any communication window opens. Write 3 lines that define today's non-negotiable outcomes. Use time blocks that include space for thinking, not only doing. End with a short review of what earned your focus. This ritual becomes armor against reactive living. Train your body to refuse reflex contact with devices. Do not pick up at the first sound or ping. Use scheduled windows to check and respond with intention. Outside those windows, your energy stays sealed and quiet. This alone reduces pressure more than long motivational speeches. Speak less when you feel the pull to explain. Long explanations leak authority and invite more probing. Compression turns language into structure that does not invite debate. Say, here is the decision, then pause and breathe. Say, that is outside my scope, then return to priorities. Clarity is respect for your time and theirs. Watch for guilt hooks that reopen closed gates. Guilt hooks sound like you used to be available. Guilt hooks sound like real friends reply immediately. These lines attempt to buy your access with shame. Answer with 1 calm principle, then end the thread. I respond based on priority, not pressure. Those who value you will adapt to structure. Understand how access shapes identity without your consent. Every time you respond instantly, you reinforce a role. The role might be fixer, listener, buffer, or shield. Roles become expectations. Expectations become rules you never agreed to. Removing access also removes unwanted roles from your life. Replace open access with clear channels and clear costs. Make outcomes and timelines visible. Make random urgency expensive. Expensive means it requires trade, not money, but clarity. Every special request must include a clear outcome and reason. When noise pays nothing, noise reduces on its own. Pair your new boundaries with calm acknowledgement, not coldness. You can be warm without being available on demand. Warmth keeps relationships alive. Boundaries keep identities clean. This balance confuses manipulators and trains allies to respect you. People learn quickly when feedback is consistent and calm. Audit your emotional leak points each week. Leaks appear where you react more than you intend. Leaks appear where praise changes your plan too easily. Leaks appear where fear of rejection guides your schedule. Seal one leak at a time with a specific rule. One rule per leak. Repeat it until it becomes reflex. Use environmental signals to protect your new access model. Keep your workspace clean of devices during thinking time. Use do not disturb modes during deep work blocks. Place reminders that say, breathe once before replying. Train your environment to support your identity, not attack it. Develop a zero defense stance when boundaries are questioned. Defending a boundary reframes it as negotiable. State it once, rest your voice, return to plan. Repeat if needed without new reasons or emotions. Calm repetition becomes the wall people stop testing. Expect relationships to reorganize around your new gravity. Some connections will mature, some will fade, some will fracture. Loss is not failure. Loss is clearing for alignment. People who loved your access may resent your autonomy. People who value your autonomy will protect your access with you. Notice the internal reward that arrives after the backlash passes. You feel cleaner focus, lighter decisions, and stronger voice. You sense time returning to you like a long-lost asset. You realize attention is your most strategic currency. Spent well, it multiplies results and reduces conflict. If you want softness, choose softness without surrendering structure. If you want kindness, choose kindness without surrendering clarity. Access without structure becomes a drain disguised as connection. Structure without warmth becomes a wall disguised as strength. The power is choosing both together, on your terms. The next shift happens when you control not only access, but narrative. Narrative control means you decide what your silence communicates. Silence can signal fear, or it can signal certainty. Pair your silence with posture, breath, and eye rhythm. Your silence will then read as composure, not collapse. Close with the rule that keeps everything stable under pressure. Never reward pressure. Always reward clarity and responsibility. Pressure asks for attention. Clarity earns attention. Responsibility earns collaboration. Manipulation earns distance. This rule shapes your culture faster than any speech. You stopped giving automatic access and control began returning quietly. You stopped chasing approval and respect started arriving on schedule. You stopped explaining everything and your words gained weight. These are not small changes. These are structural upgrades. The world responds when your gates finally have guardians. A final reminder seals today's lesson for your nervous system. Protect your energy, then choose where it flows with purpose. Do this for 1 month, and your life will reorganize. The people who belong will adapt. The rest will leave. This is not cold. This is responsible stewardship of self. What happens next when attention becomes your rarest and sharpest currency? You think distance makes you cold, but it actually gives you clarity. You think emotional detachment means weakness, but it is measured protection. If you want true peace, learn how to detach without disappearing. Emotional access always begins with repetition. People reach you through the pathways you reinforce most. Every text you answer instantly, every mood you explain endlessly, builds a route. Over time, others don't walk toward you, they walk inside you. You never notice this, but your energy becomes a public hallway. To reverse this, you do not close the door, you redesign it. The first rule of redesign is emotional delay. Delay does not mean avoidance. It means pacing your energy on purpose. Every delay gives your nervous system time to return to baseline, and baseline is where intelligence lives. You never want to speak from the spike, only from the base. The second rule is observing the pull. The pull happens when you feel the urge to explain. You explain not to clarify, but to re-earn comfort. That is how people control without asking, by making you chase comfort. So you stop chasing. You stay silent until the body calms, then you answer only with structure. Structure sounds like, here is what I can do, not here is how I feel. The third rule is selective availability. You cannot give the same emotional access to everyone. Access must be earned through consistency, not sympathy. Consistency means calm communication under pressure. If someone reacts with chaos, they move lower in access tier. If someone respects your rhythm, they move higher. This invisible ranking system protects you better than words ever could. The fourth rule is mirror withdrawal. People mirror the energy you send. If you send frustration, they send escalation. If you send silence with calm posture, they meet their own noise. You become a mirror that returns people to themselves. They either grow quieter or leave. Both results serve you. The fifth rule is internal neutrality practice. You learn to separate emotion from evaluation. Say in your mind, this is stimulation, not threat. Say, my body reacts, but my values decide. You stop treating every emotional signal as truth. Truth arrives only after calm, never during chaos. The sixth rule is strategic empathy. Strategic empathy means you understand feelings without joining them. You read emotion like data, not like invitation. You do not take responsibility for another nervous system. You mirror understanding, not absorption. This is how leaders maintain connection without collapse. Each of these 6 rules forms a gate in your new system, and every gate must be guarded by consistency. Break it once and old patterns re-enter quietly. Keep it firm, and emotional independence becomes your natural state. Eventually, you notice something strange. People start treating your calm as authority. Your silence makes them regulate themselves before speaking. They choose words more carefully, tone more gently, timing more thoughtfully. That is when you realize detachment is not distance. It is leadership. But a hidden danger remains. When you stop giving emotional access, the manipulative grow louder. They panic when their hooks stop working. So the question becomes, how do you protect your peace without appearing cruel? You think calmness will protect you completely, but it will also expose you. You think silence ends conflict, but sometimes it reveals hidden control. If you want true emotional mastery, you must learn how power reacts to distance. The moment you withdraw emotional access, the world divides into 2 kinds of people, those who respect boundaries and those who test them. Respectful minds adjust their rhythm to yours. Controlling minds increase intensity to regain their old advantage. They sense a loss of influence and panic quietly. You never notice this, but every manipulator measures you through reaction speed. The first wave after withdrawal is called the emotional audit. People begin testing you with confusion disguised as curiosity. They ask why you seem different, colder, quieter, distant. These are not questions. They are probes for re-entry. If you answer emotionally, the door reopens. If you answer structurally, the system stays closed. Use clean lines like, I've been focusing on clarity lately. Short, neutral, and firm. Calmness teaches faster than explanation. The second wave is emotional escalation. You will notice people trying to provoke response by extremes. One day they flatter, the next day they criticize. Both are bait, designed to see which version of you reacts first. They use compliments to test pride and attacks to test insecurity. When neither works, they start feeling unseen. This is when your silence becomes power, and their noise becomes weakness. They realize your emotion is no longer public property. The third wave is guilt projection. This comes from those who built comfort through your availability. They use moral phrases like, you've changed, or you don't care anymore. Guilt is an emotional currency used to buy old access. Do not defend, simply restate structure with warmth. Say, I care, but I value balance too. Then return to your rhythm without apology. Guilt only grows where justification lives. Remove justification, and guilt starves quietly. The fourth wave is role redefinition. Once manipulation fails, people start rewriting your identity. They call you detached, difficult, or mysterious. Do not resist the labels. Let them work for you. Mystery invites respect from the strong and distance from the weak. Both are useful outcomes. You are not building coldness. You are building precision. A precise mind is unreadable to emotional chaos. The fifth wave is environmental recalibration. As your energy stabilizes, your surroundings begin to shift. Noisy people drift away, quiet ones approach. It is not magic, it is frequency alignment. Your new calm rhythm attracts minds built for clarity, not conflict. You stop being part of emotional storms and start becoming the weather itself. The sixth wave is internal recalibration. This is the most dangerous and most powerful phase. After weeks of calm, you will crave old chaos for stimulation. Your body misses the adrenaline of overconnection. It will whisper that calmness feels boring. This is not boredom, it is detox. Stay with it until peace stops feeling empty. That is when emotional independence turns into emotional strength. When you stop giving emotional access, people stop defining your peace for you. You see every reaction around you as information, not invitation. You understand that not every emotion needs expression, only observation. You begin to move through chaos untouched, like water through shape. This is where the real shift happens. Control turns inward, not outward, but a deeper question remains. If peace can protect you from others, can it also hide you from yourself? You believe detachment means escape. But true detachment means seeing everything clearly without distortion. You think calm is the destination, but calm is only the tool. If you want to reach mastery, you must face the hidden cost of peace. When you stop giving people emotional access, your external world quiets. But inside something else begins, the confrontation with your own triggers. The silence that once felt like strength starts reflecting your inner noise. You are no longer reacting to others. You begin reacting to yourself. And this is the moment where most people relapse into chaos. You never notice this, but the human mind prefers familiar noise over quiet power. The first stage of internal mastery is self-audit without judgment. You observe every rising emotion without labeling it as weakness. Anger is data, not identity. Sadness is movement, not failure. Envy is awareness of potential misused. You stop fighting emotions and start decoding them. You see patterns instead of pain. The second stage is energy redirection. Energy that once went into defending, explaining, or fixing others now seeks purpose. You must give it a new direction, or it will consume you from inside. Channel it into learning, building, or self-discipline. When you replace emotional reaction with creation, power stabilizes. You become not just calm, but productive under pressure. The third stage is perception control. This is where calm evolves into influence. People begin adjusting themselves around your energy without knowing why. You speak less, yet they listen more. You pause longer, yet they rush to fill the silence. You guide the rhythm without appearing to lead. This is the quiet dominance that manipulative people pretend to have. But you actually own it. The fourth stage is selective re-entry. You start choosing where to reconnect emotionally, but with precision. Connection without dependence, empathy without loss of center. You re-engage not because you need validation, but because you choose meaning. You can now give warmth freely without being drained. Detachment no longer separates you. It refines you. The fifth stage is neutral compassion. You understand that most people hurt others not from evil, but from confusion. Their chaos is a defense. Their aggression is fear. You no longer need revenge, approval, or superiority. You have nothing to prove because no one can define your peace anymore. For the first time, you see people as systems, predictable, fragile, and human. The final stage is stillness under fire. You will face provocation again, louder, sharper, disguised as truth. But you no longer absorb it. You observe the heat, then let it pass through without reaction. Silence becomes presence, presence becomes gravity, gravity becomes command. This is not coldness. It is precision shaped by patience. The strongest person in the room is not the one speaking. It is the one deciding when not to. By now you have rewritten the rules of connection itself. No one can drain you without permission. No one can confuse you without access. You move through manipulation like air through fingers, untouchable, invisible, and free. Your emotions are now tools, not traps. You control frequency, tempo, and energy wherever you go. And the world begins to respond differently, calmer, slower, more deliberate. This is the paradox of power. When you stop reacting, everything starts orbiting you. Your calm is no longer silence, it is direction. Your distance is no longer defense, it is design. And your peace is no longer fragile, it is strategy. So the hidden manual ends with one question, one that defines every master of control. When the world tries to touch your emotions again, will you respond or will you remain the mirror?